Well, greetings guys, this is Dr. Muyoka. Welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, yay, thank you so much for returning. I'm so grateful. Thank you for the emails, thank you for the positive comments. I really do appreciate it. And if you're new here, karibu sana, please feel at home. In today's video guys, I don't know, I'm going to be talking about quite a number of things. I'm going to first start with addressing the question of WhatsApp groups because I've had so many responses on that. Then I'm going to be talking about the new visa bulletin, the October bulletin that was recently published. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not wrong, and talk about low case numbers again based on the visa bulletin that has been published for yesterday and for October basically, and for September, just to give you an idea of what we might be looking at. Now, let me go to the question of WhatsApp groups. I have ended up with so many people sending messages to me asking me for a link to a WhatsApp group, etc., etc. And I'm here to tell you guys, I'm not able to share with you a link to a specific WhatsApp group because remember, I am dealing with an entire region, Africa region. So I have people who send me emails from Liberia, from Burundi, from Rwanda, from Uganda, from all countries who are curious about their situation, their status. So obviously there is no way in the world I'm going to be having details from each of these countries. So this is the tip I'm going to give you guys that can help you quickly get into a WhatsApp group, because this is what I also did. You know, when you're applying for your visa, you are going to be required to produce copies, support documents, certain support documents, such as, for example, your secondary school certificate, your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, those kinds of documents. And so when you go to government offices to pursue this documentation, you will meet other people there in the same situation looking for similar documentation. And for me, what I did, I was just, you know, friendly. I would say hi to people and talk to them and find out who they were. And over time, I came to find out what it is they were here to do. Maybe they came to get a document because it's for their visa application. Another place you can meet people is at the studios where you know, photographs are taken. You know, those studios that are very specific about passport photographs for embassies. You see, so there you're going to meet people who are also in the same boat. They're also wanting to apply for a visa. Now, those guys, some of them will know about WhatsApp groups, and they can help connect you with a group, maybe a group administrator who can then let you into a group. Okay, so maybe that's what I can say, and that can be helpful for anybody regardless of which country you're coming from. It's just being open-minded and, you know, looking out for anybody out there that may be in your similar situation. Yeah, and you will find them in those spaces that I just mentioned. And I hope, I really hope that you will find what you're looking for, guys, because I feel inadequate in terms of being able to help you on this one beyond what I just mentioned. Okay, hope you find this information helpful. Now let's move on, guys. I wanted to discuss your case number, and I want to say, you know, as those of you who remember September, the September visa bulletin, the cutoff number was 15,000, and we see in the recent October visa bulletin that the cutoff number has not moved. Guys, when I tell you I'm not surprised, you just have to bear with me. I am not surprised, because if you look at the data from previous years, there's been a trend where the visa bulletin is announced around for October and November, and you take a note that there is a pattern there. You know, you see that there's no movement of the cutoff number, usually because embassies are just beginning, you know, the fiscal year. They will tend to really focus on this first selection, this group of numbers first. And maybe they need time, you know, they need time to organize themselves, allocate themselves these visa cases that they're dealing with for prospective migrants, okay, to the US. So I'm not surprised that they need that time, and you'll probably be able to see some drastic change once we cross over into the new year 2025. Now, if you are in this range of numbers 1 to 15,000 and you still haven't heard from the US Embassy in your designated region or country, I want to ask you to be patient, because I've had some people sending messages, leaving comments saying I haven't yet received my second notification letter, what's happening. You need to be patient because there's a lot of people that the embassies are usually dealing with. And if you're within your cutoff number range, just watch the visa bulletin. I mean, you can start being concerned if you see that the range within which you are supposed to be has now crossed over to a different range and you've still not been contacted. Then you can be concerned. But as of right now, if your cutoff number is below 15,000, you just be patient. They'll get to you, okay? They'll definitely get to you over time, all right? So I wanted to share with you just some numbers from our year. I came out of the DV 2024 program, and I wanted to share with you what the numbers looked like at the beginning of the fiscal year, that is October of last year, 2023, which was the beginning of our DV 2024. In October of 2023, that's for our program of DV 2024, the cutoff number was 10,000. And then in November, it was also at 10,000. And in December is when it went up a little bit. It got to 11,000. And then we crossed over into 2024, the year 2024, which we are in now. In January, the cutoff number was 22,000. For those who don't know, this is Africa region I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any other region. February was 26,500. March was 40,000. So those were the numbers for our year DV 2024. Okay. When I look at these numbers, and I also think about what I saw for DV 2023, it was kind of something similar. It was something similar, not in terms of numbers, but in terms of a pattern. For example, in DV 2023, October cutoff number was 5,700. November, it stayed the same at 5,700. Then in December, it jumped to 9,000, the cutoff number for Africa region still. And then come January, they jumped to 20,000 for the cutoff number. February jumped to 35,000, and by March we were at 45,000, the cutoff number. Yeah. So if we look at March of 2023, DV 2023, and March of 2024, DV 2024, you can see similarity there. They were in the 40,000 ranges. That's where they were. And now that we are on DV 2025, we don't know, we cannot predict correctly, but what I feel when I just look at, you know, the current status of affairs, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if by December we're still at 15,000 or have moved very slightly. Yeah. And then in 2025, in January and February, you're likely to see more activity at that time. So that, for example, if your numbers are ranging anywhere between, you know, 18 to 20,000, you wouldn't be surprised if the embassies were now trying to reach out to you. So what I would just say is that if you know that you have a low case number, do not wait until the last minute, guys. I've said this like so many times. Don't wait till the last minute. If you're in the low case range, and by low case range for me, anybody below 50,000 is a low case range. You need to prepare yourself. You need to get your vaccination going. You need to get the right paperwork, get your documentation. And mind you, by the way, while you're getting the documentation, remember to get that affidavit of support. Find that person that is supposed to be your host in the United States of America, because they will need to sign that document. And you need time for them to correspond with you regarding the I-134. Okay? I think I've said what I needed to say. I don't want to belabor the point. I feel like I've said what I needed to say for this video. I also want to remind you guys, please, don't just rely on what we tell you on these platforms, on the social media platforms. Be proactive. Go on the US State Department website and look and read for yourself. Just Google and read for yourself and find the correct information, so that you're not just relying on what we are saying. Because, for example, I am in the United States of America, and sometimes a lot changes on the ground in your respective countries, and embassies may be doing something different than what they were doing when I was back home, because I left home in April of this year, and now we're in September. So a lot could have happened in that time. So it's important for you to also just know what any updates from the State Department. Maybe if you're in a WhatsApp group, you have a better chance, because when people go for their interviews at the US Embassy, or when they go for their medical checks at IOM, they will return and share this information in the WhatsApp groups if there's any new activity going on at the embassies, at the IOM, and that will help you prepare yourself adequately. So having said that, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, guys, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also remember to follow if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for listening, and until another time, it's goodbye from me.